Foo Fighters covering Baker Street. I don't know if it was a silent nod to avoiding the sophomore slump, but the original Jerryrafferty song showed up on his second solo album, and so Foo Fighters made it the B-side of My Hero when The Color and the Shape was coming out. This is the first song that Taylor Hawkins recorded with the Foo Fighters. It was a cover of Baker Street by Jerryrafferty. Of course, they replaced the sweaty sax with some guitar licks.
Mm-hmm. I need the sweaty sax. I mean, this is good. I like it. It's fun, but without the sweaty sax...
The sweaty sax is good. That was kind of the signature... Yeah.
Baker Street.
Yeah. So this is the first time that Taylor Hawkins recorded with the band after he joined them. It's only available now, I think, if you had the 10th anniversary edition of The Color and the Shape. I think that's the one I've got. And I think Baker Street is one of the extra tracks on there. If you didn't get the initial,
because I had
like a single or whatever of My Hero back in the day, Baker Street was a B-side. When B-sides were a thing. There's another thing you damn kids won't understand. B-sides. And 11 o'clock tonight, after the Cavs game, at WMMS will air the Foo Fighters headlining spot at last year's Alter Ego Festival. Foo Fighters and Billie Eilish were our headliners for the 2021 Alter Ego Festival, which happened a year ago, January. And it's a festival, so they're all doing shortened sets. But if you want to hear that set from Taylor Hawkins and Foo Fighters, 11 o'clock tonight on MMS. I think it's only 20-25 minutes, but you'll hear it tonight after the Cavs game. Cavs play the Magic tonight at 7 o'clock here on MMS.
Yeah.
It's the original Baker Street, Jerryrafferty. 1978. Got the brand new one here from Jerryrafferty. Remember from a movie called Steelers Wheel. Somebody got to put that guy in a movie getting his ear cut off. Follow up to the big Jerryrafferty hit Right Down the Line. Album's out now. Baker Street on the Buzzard.
Sax me up, daddy.
Yeah, right? Sometimes you have to trust the artist. You know, the labels would always go, we don't hear a single or whatever. And the album was called City to City, and the label said, we want City to City to be the lead single. And Jerryrafferty goes, I think Baker Street.
Baker Street's the one.
And it ended up being a massive hit for him. Right Down the Line was another great song from him. A little more yacht rocky with Right On Down the Line, but of course he was the guy that fronted Steelers Wheel, Stuck in the Middle with You. And then he went solo. And I don't know if Jerryrafferty is still alive. He is not. He's been dead for 11 years. All right. Anyway. It's got a little something for everybody in there. It's got a little bit of bongos, right? Mm-hmm. It's got a little bit of keyboards. It's got a little bit of wind chimes. It's got a little bit of sweaty sax. Something for everybody.
Steelers Wheel was only a band for a couple years.
Very brief period of time. Yep. Yeah. I think he looked around and he's like, I don't need these sods. And then I can get out there and do it.
Another band called the Humble Bums.
Humble Bums, yep. Yeah, Jerryrafferty was basically just a hard-drinking Scotsman, and I think that's eventually what did him in. Started drinking when he was like 10 years old and never stopped, which is all the more impressive. Mm-hmm. You have to have a grudging respect for somebody. You know, when they talk about these artists who go out there hammered or whatever, I'm like, how do they remember the notes? How do they? And they don't always, you know, there's footage of artists just stumbling all over the place. But, you know, you think of a guy like Taylor Hawkins, who, by the initial accounts that are coming out, this is a guy who literally had a heart double the size it should have been. And they found all kinds of things in his system. They found things in the room. So, you know, all signs point to him accidentally overdosing, or who knows. Maybe he had been clean for a while.
Well, that means if he did have a heart attack, it was the Billy Joel kind.
A heart attack,
Yeah.
So those initial reports out of Colombia, you know, but for a guy to perform like he did every night, with a giant heart and God knows what coursing through his veins. That is objectively impressive. Impressive to operate at that level. It's awful for his family, but I mean, holy camole. So anyway, 11 o'clock tonight, Foo Fighters set from last year's iHeartRadio Alter Ego Festival. Alan, there can't be a worse time to be a comedian than right now.
I don't know.
Is there ever a great time to be a comedian? I mean, you're everyone's a-hole when something goes south. Like it's like being a comedian is like being in a heavy metal band. Like you're an easy target for people to blame things on.
I think it's a great time for you to be a comedian because there's kind of the second comedy boom. You know, there was the 80s one, and then because of social media, you can kind of do it on your own. You're not the gatekeepers aren't there like they used to be. I would say it was worse when you would get arrested for saying things like Lenny Bruce style. I think that's way worse times.
Yeah, you're sitting in a Milwaukee jail. Because you know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's hard to
like
comprehend.
He said dirty words.
Yeah, it's hard to comprehend that was, and not that long ago. 50 years ago, 60 years ago.
Yeah,
not that long ago.
I had my show up in the Upper Peninsula this weekend.
Was it Michigan Tech?
It was Michigan Tech. It was, yes. Houghton, Michigan.
Houghton, Michigan, yeah.
It was great. There was 172 kids there, man.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's the
because you thought it was going to be like nobody there.
It was a snowstorm in the middle of the UP, which I had to fly into Marquette, Michigan, and then drive 2 hours because the Houghton Airport only has 2 flights a day.
Right.
So they one out and one in every day.
Miss it,
and
you're
that's
out of luck.
Exactly. And it got in too late for me to go there. So I had to go to the Marquette, which has 4 flights a day. Thank you. But it was great. It was super fun. There was like these 4 too cool for school football players in the front who wanted to participate. And
Were any of them Steel Fortress?
No.
Did you find Steel Fortress?
I didn't find Steel Fortress. I apologize. But the show was fine. Driving back those 2 hours through the wilderness of the Upper Peninsula, there's no streetlights, there's no nothing, and it was a snowstorm. So my choices, I was going like 25 the whole way.
So
what was the rental car?
A Nissan Versa.
I don't like those.
Okay.
They are very small,
Yeah.
and they, like with the way the wind was blowing, this car was getting whipped around everywhere. So my choices were drive slow and regular. I couldn't turn my brights on to see anything better because then it makes the snow too bright, and I can't see anything in the front. So it was just a very, very.
This is daytime?
This is nighttime.
Nighttime.
The show wasn't until 10 o'clock.
But this is you going to the gig?
Home from the gig.
Coming back,
It
yeah.
was snowing on the way there, but that's not as bad because it was light.
Right.
And then on the way home, it never stopped snowing. And I don't know if they just don't have snow trucks up there or if they just hadn't gone
that
out
time
yet.
Of night, yeah.
I don't know what it was. But, no. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Coming back home the next morning in the Marquette airport. Now, mind you, this has 3 gates. 3. They
Yeah.
are numbered 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
That is it. So I'm like, oh, this can't take more than 5 minutes to get through security at this little rinky-dinky airport. There's only probably 25 seats in the little waiting area. There's no gate. There's no nothing. This was probably the most intense TSA security that I have been through in the last 5 years. They were
Small
checking,
airports will check everything.
They took every single, like, because I know to put.
They have nothing else to do.
Well, I know to put all your food, all your snacks go into 1 gallon size baggie. They took out every snack, took out the peanut butter crackers, took out the Nerds, took out every single one, like trying to find if one of them was tainted or something.
Those small airports, it's a combination of they have nothing else to do and all day to do it. Second, they all think that at least back in the day, that they were like the front line in the war on terror.
That's really what it felt like.
Yeah.
I was so frustrated because I was like, if I miss my flight in an airport that has 3 gates, I'm going to be furious. Like, because they were taking out everything. Phone chargers had to come out, like stuff that I had never even heard of that had to come out. They made me take my makeup bag
Open up your
out,
chapstick, like let me see it.
everything. And they were doing this with
Ma'am, do you currently have a tampon inserted?
Right, we're going to need you to pull that out. But they were doing this with every single person who came through the line. And I was like, this is unbelievable. They had one guy checking IDs.
Oh, no.
One lady was like getting your stuff in the bins. And then it was like every single person had to wait because their bag was being checked. It was wild. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you go to some airports, they don't even make you take your shoes off anymore. Like, yeah, leave your laptops in the bag. You leave your shoes on. We don't really care.
I think bigger, heavy traffic airports, but these small ones,
But what do they think is happening through Marquette Airport?
nothing. But they don't have anything to do. They're happy when there's people there.
And they're trying to justify their jobs, too. If they don't go that hard on the security check, they go, oh, we could have one guy here.
I guess.
So they go, we better do thorough inspection so that we can all keep our jobs.
There was only like 5 of them.
Yeah, but that's 5. That's
more people than I would have thought. Yeah.
I guess. It was so funny. Their rental car, it was just an outdoor lot, no security, no nothing. The guy handed me the keys, like, go take it out of spot 20. And then you just drive away. There's like none of those spiky strips, nothing like
see.
that.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally
Severe
just
tire damage?
Yeah, nothing. Just
Yeah.
just an open parking lot where all the rental cars were. It was crazy.
Probably not a lot of gang activity there up in the Houghton area.
Well, not with the way that they were checking, you would think.
And not a lot of, that's why they're so secure. Because they know they can leave the car in an unsecured parking lot because they checked everybody pretty thoroughly
guess.
going into the airport. So,
It was a wild experience. I was very frustrated. I had such a long day because I did all of this in 24 hours. So I spent 3 hours, 2.5 hours driving from Cleveland to Detroit, and then I had to fly to Marquette, which was only an 1.5 hour flight, not bad. But then that same day I had to drive to and from the gig, so that's 4 hours round trip. I didn't get back to my hotel room until 2 a.m, and then I had to be at the airport at 5 a.m. So then I'm going through all this on 3 hours of sleep, fly back into Detroit, then I have to drive back to Cleveland. It was just, I was very frustrated with those TSA agents in Marquette.
You know, when I get back, I'm going to write you a strongly worded letter.
Or just bitch about
On
it.
State of Ohio letterhead.
My Instagram.
Alan, I've been hassled the most at Akron Canton Airport.
I can believe that.
But that's not
I've
a
heard that more
small,
than
I mean, that's a smaller airport. But I mean, I remember flying back from the British Virgin Islands off of Tortola and the Tortola airport were like one runway.
Yes.
And you get off the plane and walk into the building.
That's exactly
and there's
what this was.
2 gates. And you said, it took forever. That was like the first leg of the trip. Took forever. And they're checking for weed. I don't know what they're doing.
It's like sand or kitty litter or something all over the tarmac. And I was like, what is this? And it was like,
'Cause they don't
all
use
of
salt.
the airport. Oh, it must have been.
A lot of places don't use salt.
It was wild.
Do you and Bill remember how rocky that, I guess, runway was in Jamaica when we landed?
yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I can't believe it was that rocky.
I mean, it's Jamaica.
So they can't have a paved runway? They don't have to be gravel.
I don't know.
I don't think a non-paved runway is going to keep anybody from going to Jamaica.
You just would think they would. Why would you want the plane coming down and just throwing rocks everywhere? It was like
It gets the
I don't
job
know.
done.
It was.
Yeah.
Mary, I'm not joking. Like, we literally, it was like, it sounded like we were running into, like, the ground.
Yeah,
It was
gravel.
so much gravel everywhere. I was like, we're about to break a window with all this.
Alan, I fly up to Marquette every year. The same person who checks your ticket is the one who does a TSA check.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's all double duty. I mean, you know, but again, they got nothing else to do up there.
I was so frustrated.
Are these your Nature Valley granola snacks?
I was like, what are you
Why
going
are
to
you
open them all
frustrated?
up?
Aren't you appreciative of the hard work that they
No.
do and how safe you're going to be on that flight?
No. My commuter jet with 1 row on each side of the plane? No, I'm fine.
No puddle jumper,
It was so stupid.
but no puddles.
I'm sure I would have felt differently if I had more than 3 hours of sleep. I'd have been like, whatever, I got all day, do whatever you want. Mm-hmm. But I was just tired and aggravated.
Sounds like that's a Mary problem, not a TSA problem.
You wouldn't be frustrated if they took every single snack out of your bag?
I would not travel with that many snacks when I'm only gone for
Yeah, how
a
many
day.
snacks do you need?
I didn't want to have to worry about stopping to get food anywhere because I was on such a tight schedule. So I brought whatever I would need to eat.
Mary, Mary, why you bugging?
And a fan came to the show and brought me more snacks. She brought me Nerds. She brought me Twizzlers. She brought the cat.
That is not the TSA's problem. That some
well,
listener thinks you're Poundcake.
She wasn't a listener. She wasn't a listener.
Well,
She-
you know,
I know,
fan,
I'm kidding.
right, yeah.
She brought the cat toys, and toilet paper, and then they wanted
I
to
don't understand the
know.
words that are coming out of your mouth right now. What?
That's why I had so many things for them to pull out and check. There were extra
A
items.
person brought you
Toilet paper.
toilet
paper
paper.
and cat. Yeah, because I was.
And you didn't throw it all away when you go back to the
No,
hotel.
I thought it was nice of her.
But why toilet
Why?
paper?
I thought it was funny.
Why would you carry more crap in your bag?
Well, for the TSA to have something to do, apparently.
No, but I mean, like, no matter what airport you're going through, some nudnik gives you a roll of toilet paper and you take it with
Just
you.
had it in the bag. It was like a little baggie.
Why
full
did
of
they bring you
stuff.
Are you
toilet
gonna
paper?
use her toilet paper?
No, but it was just in the bag. I didn't think of it. It was 5 a.m.
Why did a person bring you toilet paper?
Because I posted on my Instagram a few weeks ago that I was stuck on the toilet and I didn't have any toilet paper. And the girl in
Jesus
the
Christ.
and so it was like a joke, like, haha, now you'll never
From
be out of
6
toilet
weeks
paper.
ago?
No, from like last week. Or 2 weeks ago.
You said a few weeks ago I posted
Whenever
that.
I was in Michigan last. I don't remember the last time. Last week, but
So
St.
she
Patrick's
brought
Day.
you she brought you a roll of toilet paper, and you go, oh, haha, thanks.
Yeah. And it was
Now,
in
what
the
else did
same
she bring
bag
you?
with the snacks. 2 different Nerds gummies
Yeah.
and Twizzlers.
Yeah.
And then toys for the cat. And she had it all in a little bag, so I just brought the bag with me.
I was going to say, a roll of toilet paper seems to be obviously a bulky item.
Well, it was all
You
just
would
in the
immediate-
bag.
In what bag?
In the bag that she brought it in. I just kept the bag. I didn't go through it and take it all out.
Was it a clear bag?
No, it was like a gift bag.
And you didn't look and see what was inside
I
it?
looked and saw what was inside with her at the show. She's like,
Yeah.
go through it. It's really
So
funny.
you know what's in there.
So then I put it all back and then
Yep.
just carried the bag with me.
Didn't throw away the toilet paper.
It was at the bottom of the bag.
It's not a 5-foot deep bag.
That's where you're
You have
wrong.
to climb in.
It was actually,
I need a ladder.
it was a sleeping bag that she brought it on.
Wow. All right.
Whatever.
You
Marquette,
don't need
Marquette
that.
needs to get it together.
You don't
This
need
is not
that,
about
though.
me. This is about Marquette.
Well, just imagine, think of it from their perspective. Here's a lady, God knows what she's doing. They have snacks, cat toys, toilet paper. Ma'am, are you all right?
Maybe they thought, okay, when you say it like that.
Clearly these snacks are giving you some kind of gastrointestinal distress.
If you cut back on the nerds rope.
Yeah.
you
Oh,
need some
God.
toilet paper.
Nerds gummy
Nerds
clusters.
ropes.
Yeah, whatever they
Yeah.
are.
Those are good.
They're so good. She brought me a very berry one. Not just the regular rainbow one. It's
Yeah.
a different flavor. I hadn't seen those
Well, I
yet.
think Walgreens has them.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah. Anybody ever been to the Toledo airport? It's really rinky-dink. They made an announcement. Anybody who lost a pack of Marlboro cigarettes, please report to the front desk.
You are. Stop it right now.
Marlboro cigarettes.
That's so ghetto. Does Youngstown have an airport?
Don't they?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It seems like a large enough city to have. I mean,
I had never flown out of Detroit before, and they have that weird lights and sounds tunnel. When's the last time you flew out of there? Did they have that then?
yeah. Hmm.
You have to go like underground for half a mile,
Yeah, I fly out of there a lot.
and it's just like
What do you mean lights and sounds?
I equated it to the Willy Wonka boat tunnel when it's like all the flashing
just all lit
lights
up and
it's
noises
lit
and-
up
yeah.
and it's got this like light and sound experience for while you're walking to your gate. It was one of the weirdest things. I don't know what the point of it is.
The Youngstown Warren Regional Airport
Wow. Okay. I'd never heard of anybody
in
flying
Vienna,
out of there.
Ohio. Well, there you go.
Well, they're probably not doing a lot of flights to that place.
To Youngstown?
yeah, it's just all
I thought
out.
they were revitalizing Youngstown.
Yeah, they keep trying.
Yeah, I thought they were. I thought they were pumping a lot of money into downtown Y-Town.
I haven't been there in a couple of years, so maybe it's.
I've never been there, but I keep hearing that people want to.
You know, that was the one thing I heard when I was in Akron. Like, there was a lot of out of towners. Like, people would come to our school, we would go to other people's school. No one from Youngstown came to our school, and we never went to Youngstown. We didn't mess with that. Like, we knew.
But isn't
Akron-
Youngstown State pretty similar to ASU?
That's what I thought, but apparently not. Because
Or U of A, rather?
Because we have partied. I partied in Kent. I partied in Mount Union. I partied in like Walsh, like all these surrounding area schools. But no one. I'd never heard of anybody going up to Youngstown to party. Never.
I think I was primarily talking about the academics of
No,
the schools
partying.
being similar.
I think Youngstown, as far as academics, might be better. But I'm just talking about like the life of the campus. I don't know what Youngstown's campus is like. I don't know anyone who's gone there. That was just one place we just ignored.
Ignored Youngstown State University. Imagine that.
How sad.
Because they have big nursing programs there.
They have a big nursing program everywhere. Akron was big in nursing and in law.
All right. What are you climbing down my throat for?
Duh, Alan.
They got nursing programs everywhere.
Well, see, I didn't
All
even
right.
say it like
I
that.
don't know. Jesus. Average cost of school after aid, $12,000.
Total?
That's what it says. 33% graduation rate.
Yeah, see? Yeah, sounds about right.
Anywho, okay, listen. Congratulations. I've got to take another break. If you want to text for something, 35192 to do that, and we'll be back.
The Alan Cox